Good morning, everybody. Good Monday morning. I hope everyone had a good weekend. You know, a lot is happening in our world, around our world, above our world. I think it's a wonderful time to be alive. You know, and I talk to people and I hear even the dreams that they're having. Those people who are evolving are having dreams about being other places, even though they don't know that's where it is. They describe it. So it's exciting. And I'm sure there's going to be some point where I will begin to integrate more of the extraterrestrials, which I do work with, into this channel. It was talked about some this morning, but not to where I know how that will look. And if you're someone that doesn't happen to believe or you're afraid of them, they're so much loving than our human friends. That's all I can say. They care about all of us. So, good morning, Carol and Marianne. And you know, I have to say to you, Marianne, in the last few mornings, the sun has been perfectly round. Sometimes a little bit later, it will get the rays that go out, but it's not like before where it was so bolting and you couldn't even look at it. So something's happening in the universe, you know. And Annie, good morning. I see I talked to you today. You must be leaving either tomorrow or something on your trip. So I'm online here, understanding that you're after my call here. And good morning, Paul. Well, my days are what they are. We had healing school this weekend. Lots and lots of information. Lots of awarenesses about people on how we're changing and our consciousness and the evolution of how all that works is changing right here, right now. And it's going to be powerful. So today, let's take a minute as we call in the violet flame and the beloved presence to come and be here for every individual. And we'll bring Mother and Father down into our hearts. And I really want you to see if you can feel and experience the love as it permeates out through your heart of their love. Because that's a great step towards where we're going, is to remember the part of God that you are. Or maybe you want to think of it as the wholeness of God, you know. But we need to let it have life in this world that we are. And we'll call out to Lord Gautama Buddha and his blue flame for our outer band of our meeting here today, for the outer 6 inches to be there that allows nothing in, nothing bad that can affect anything here. So I don't know if you all listen to Sterling, the psychic, but I listened to one of his shows, not both of them, but it was saying there were earthquakes and water was definitely going to raise. And of course, here we are in Florida, someplace where that will affect. So we have to trust the process. All of us do. And I already hear from many friends that weather's changing wherever they are. You know, it's just been so hot here. My husband was raised here and has never seen the heat we have here. You can't go out and walk. It's too much heat. Even to go into the elevator to go down is suppressing. So we'll see what's going to come of everything. I do not know. I don't be meaning to bring bad news today, but we have to be on top of it because in the end, everything's going to be fine. And everything and everyone will find their way. So let's go to our chakras because we know they're changing not only from the work we're doing, but from what's occurring out here in this outer world is also a reason for our chakras to be shifting, which means there's a greater participant in even who you are today as you wake up and you live through today. And also good morning to Paul and Barbara and Tierney. So let's look at that root chakra. Now, it's the one that's connected to the earth. I also heard that names escape me. Yes, Sterling, I think, is a good base to have he's on every Sunday with like 80 to 100 questions. And you might find answers somewhere. And he's very good. He also has a team. And he's very effective. And chooses to use his gift in a different way than I happen to use mine. That's fine. Everybody has their own way. You might have your own way. And for me in this root chakra, it's seeing everyone's chakra, but it's in shift. Much as I could say to you how America is in a shift, Harris, that's her name. She has come back out and is reaching out to people to help them. Not that you have to pay her for it. I kind of love that idea. And so I think for everyone, money is going to change. I'll say it maybe a little bit differently than everyone else. I think people who think they're going to have nothing will have something, who maybe really haven't to that level before. I can't tell you how. I can just see more hands with money in it. It's like people are looking at me, showing me, look what I have. So thank God. That would be wonderful. More of a balancing in our wealth and in our health. There's going to be many things coming up for each of us to have a choice about our body. Because I think most, and I'll include my own family in all this, live in fear about our health. Live in fear about what could be coming, what might happen, where are we going to go, when are we going to go. Well, maybe we're going to go nowhere but shift consciousness into a higher space and a greater evolution. Not a thought people have had before. Yes, I do take the team who are doing infusions, and every week we do them. We go to the Palladian energy, and I would assure that they would tell you that they love it. Would you say Marianne and Carol and Anik, those who are going? And it's quite impressive, the heightened awareness they have, and not a need to be very demonstrative about it. It just is. And if the human form can get to where we can be that way without putting a gold star over someone's head or whatever you want to call it. Marianne's saying, yes, she loves it. It's so wonderful. And what everyone who's going doesn't know, they're all changing drastically. And it's a good thing because it is what everyone's going to eventually do. But they're having kind of a little bit of a jump start. And by the way, tomorrow night, the fifth infusion will happen on Tuesday evening at 7. So if anyone's a little bit disturbed that they missed that, you can still buy the series, and I'll send them out to you every week if you want, because I am beginning to see now the importance in it. See, Anik says, it's just magnificent. Carol saying, yes, I love the infusions, no doubt. So I think it's a part for a lot of people of integration of what's coming. And having a new perception, opening your eyes. And it's very simple, but it's not from an American person like myself. It's from the Palladians that it is spoken. And that energy is being infused within the cellular experience of the beings. So, just to say, it's an option. Yeah. At some point, there might be a real huge flood of people that want to feel the Palladians. And Asha is just such a completely beautiful being. And she oversees and the one in charge at the Pallades. But there are a number of other healers that wear nothing but white and that do work on everybody when we're there. So enough about that. But that's a very exciting piece for me in my life to be able to be a part of that and to be able to see, like if I go to Marianne, do you feel younger than you did last week or 3 or 4 weeks ago, would you say? You know, people have always asked Douglas and I, how are we maintaining being younger? And I do believe it's our connection to higher vibrational energy that's existent out there. Did you hear me, Marianne or Anik? Any of you? Do you feel younger and more vital than in the process of doing the initiations than you did normally? Oh, I gotta get rid of this little sign here. Okay. Actually, I do, though I hadn't thought about it. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a huge difference for everyone doing it. And so enough of that. So we're at the root chakra. So I'm going to try to express to you, if you go to your root chakra and start to turn it down left to the right, left to the right, you can get a sense here of shift. I could use the word change, but it's not really a change. It's a shift, a consciousness shift that's happening. And being not just anchored into our world, but being anchored into a greater experience of life that is becoming known to all of us. And Marianne says what she feels is a certain lightness, and that is how much faster and quickened the energy of the cells are moving. It's all good. You can say what you want. I do believe I look 74. So something is definitely happening. So it's a good thing. It's going to enrich in many ways, even in the thought process, what's going to be happening. So thumbs up. All good. All right. Root chakra. So let's do this. And imagine we have a picture of that red magical light for the root. Let's just pour it in and see how effortlessly the root chakra accepts it and begins to spin deeper in more different ways, in many different ways. It's going to increase your possibilities. And I think that's what the time that is coming is bringing to everyone is everything's possible. Yes, good, Anik. Yeah, and we probably wouldn't have thought that we were just kind of sleepwalking, but we were, or we are, or maybe you still are. The sleepwalking is ending. And now that we're bringing this light of red into the root, the anchor is going to be diffused in a different way, both expanding and deepening to allow more in, more awareness. So, Tanny, how are you doing this morning? Lauren, Barbara Ward, good to see you. So, next we're going to go to the second chakra. It has so many things connected to it. And maybe since we've completed 4 of our infusions, the newest ones. There's one part of this that for some of you it's almost stopped because we had a part of that second chakra that was about emotions. And I believe what will come about, it isn't that they're going to go away, but they're going to become balanced. And I hope we can bring enough energy for you all to kind of understand that. You don't feel overwhelmed or sad or whatever. The way we're going to be is a balance. So this chakra also will be changing. And then it's how you think of yourself. Well, that will be totally different because you will become an assured person and excited. That's the energy that's the really most exciting, is that you're going to become excited. Good morning, Denise. Glad to have you join us. Hola, buenos dias. Yes. It's interesting to me. Throughout school, I was not in a Spanish area, but I took Spanish every year in high school. And I read books. Today, here and that, puerta for door, but it's interesting how so much leaves. But I'm sure relatively soon it's all going to come back because the thought process is changing. And even what we think life is going to change. Whoever you are, we're all different. We all live life different. But whatever that is for each of you is going to become more, something different. Have more movement of the balance, emotional energy, more choices. I can even say more chances. Who's to know? But it's exciting. And I think it's a healthy thing to become excited about what's coming versus afraid. None of the people that any of us have met when we go to the Pleiades have given us one drop of a thought of needing to be afraid of what we were doing or where we are. And you need to know we've had the Dalai Lama on the ship quite a few times going over or coming back with us, and DK himself. So it's quite an experience in the journey. So here, the back of this chakra is going to be the biggest part of this change, and how you see yourself, how you handle money, relationships. A lot of things in this chakra will shift. So I don't want you to make them hard line anymore. This is how it is because we are in a flux. It has begun. Or there would not be people with us, and other people are doing it also, going and experiencing the Pleiades. And I also go to Sirius, very different, but it doesn't mean a bad different. They have a higher, see, I'm going to get in trouble when I try. Americans try to put a label to it, but the Syrians are more effective, let's say, in thought, in a different way. It's not that it's less or better. It's in a different way. Also enjoyable to be around. I know from Andromeda someone who's already went there and has chosen to live there. So I also have a good feeling about Andromeda. So I think exciting times are coming. And in that process, we're going to be having where we are on Earth begin to make shifts, which is going to make everyone feel more comfortable. So the third chakra, what is this to add to how we believe in God? That's the question, and I don't know how many have heard it, but the new Pope is very excited to tell you what the Church has known all along about the extraterrestrials. And very interesting to hear, don't you think? That it's already in and written in books, and they were here in the beginning. So we're just a little, let us go and do our thing. And now we realize that our thing is about discovering more truth. So, whatever religion you are, I hope you can find a way to discover and hear with a clear ear and not have judgment. So, here's Paul. Yes, they will be a remembering for us because people like myself, I can speak of myself. I know I am a star seed and I know where I've been before. You may have those memories also. So that's just another one of the lifetimes we live to get to where we are here today. But third chakra, yellow. I am a child of God. You will always, always still be a child of God. It's a misperception to think that they only live on earth. So that's a real easy one, I hope, to give away and to allow options to change. Because our stories go back to Moses and Jesus, but I'm sure the church has other type of things to say to us about all that, which is exciting. So let's go to the heart. Heart is going to become a masterpiece. For an evolved person, it already has somewhat in its ability to begin to have pink and yellow come into the heart ray. For those who have 12 petals of a heart, it's just an amazing experience of time I have met some of those that have 12 petals, and they are very unique beings. And no, it is not that they're already an extraterrestrial, they're a human, but they love differently. They love without walls. You know, a human has walls to protect itself. And my hope is those walls are begun to seen as not necessary and free. You know, as you move up in consciousness, if you go up higher in your chakras, people on the 6th, 7th, and 8th dimension, they no longer have a name. They are part of a group and part of a whole. For, I work with the Hathors and singing. There's a group of 14 and they sing in 14 different sounds, but as a whole. And it's a different conception than what we as Americans have. But how cool is that? To not have to own your own identity. See? That you can understand that you are a part of a whole. So much is coming. And we'll just stay grounded in where we are and just observe and see what we hold on to, right? Good morning, Carol Bell. Thank you for the red heart. Yeah. So we're in the heart. Let's go to the throat. See, I've had a little dot here all weekend. It's just starting to go away. Transformation. Yes. Language, speaking, interpretation. Very busy, and it's the place where God sits within each soul. Yes, he can be within the heart, but truly, just as Mother takes the root down deep into the root of the earth, Father lives in the throat. So, there'll be those of you who will regain their voice of his energy through you, and truth will be heard. I think the most confusing thing about Earth at this time is it's all so different. You can hear one side, the other side. Who's right? Well, the throat is going to let us know who's right. The truth will be known. That's all I can say. So we're back to our ajna, the third eye, that left my mind. How you see. Salutations, Dream Tooth. Yes, good morning to you too. The pineal gland. So we're all wondering how all of you are working with your pineal gland to have it become more open, more willing to have a perception of yourself or of others. It just takes time. You can begin with little meditations, like you can close your eye and just say the word seeing and see what that word brings for your third eye to do. Now mine is opening up. I'm seeing a light blue and deep violet, and it's swirling. So if I say enhancement, now I'm going to start seeing images that are coming through. But this is the simple technique that DK suggests if you would like to have more sight in the ajna, right here, from the pineal gland, is begin to offer it something to contemplate. And you just keep going and keep going. And pictures. Just keep every once in a while giving it a new name. Keep lifting the vibration of it. Visions. All those kind of words. You can sit. I'll see mine's getting very bright. Lots of light. Love. I see a great big red heart. So mine's going to start seeing. But hello, Heather. Heather's also an infusion lady, and I'm sure she also would agree with everyone that they are magnificent. Yes, so do we have any questions going on here about, oh, yes, I forgot the crown. When you go to think of your crown, you want your whole head to start going, because that's what it will do in the pink petals when you contemplate it. And same thing, if you want to help increase its ability to have perception, let's go to the crown and think of God. Holy. Expansive. Whatever it is, we're all different in how you think about things. Wherever you are is going to heighten so that part of you can have perception. Stay intrigued, stay curious. That's true. You can never give the negative thought to any part of any one of your chakras. Not unless you want to have that happen. You must remember here, when you're on this channel, thoughts are things. And I'm not going to repeat or say things that could be negative to yourself. There's no point, because that would be unkind and unloving. And if you're trying to have yourself become a part of who's taking you on a journey to a greater love, a greater life, a greater happiness, then forget negativity. You got to let it just get put somewhere else, not where you are. Okay? And all that, as you go through and open it, you're already more energy. But the goal here is going to be able to maintain it all day. Even during the night while you're sleeping, you can protect it all with the violet flame. Sleep in the arms of your I Am Presence, which I'll remind you, it's right up here. That beautiful glow. We all have our individualized presence, our higher self, and who we are. So as you grow, it all becomes a union, you see? Easy to peasy. Excuse me, 1 minute. Any questions? I guess not. All right, well, we've been moving along. Let me see if there's a question I missed. But you can tell I'm very excited about today. We had a good weekend in class. The illumination was just, it's beyond now me knowing what's going to be a new awareness in everybody. It could be anything. Yeah. Oh, says I have a new comment. Let's see who it is. We're getting really great tools for our spiritual development. I would just like to share some health tips I encountered recently. That's fine. And Doreen too says, surrounded by love. You know, and if you can find that and begin to have that same capacity, what else do you want? That's the greatest gift. As I focus on balancing and energizing all the chakras, I notice that I am form pulled towards the backs of them, running up my back. I've noticed the release pulls me forward. Yes, for you, and for a lot of people, not much attention over the time has been given to the back chakras, and yet they're very important pieces. So that's wonderful. And Dream 2 says, I feel that's great. And Lauren says she felt her chakras. That's wonderful. That's a difference. Barbara Ward, Archangel Raphael, the Angel Raphael channel, talked about magnesium for Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay. If you know more about why that is, or is it a certain kind of magnesium? I'm aware of magnesium for like nerve issues, which have nothing in the same way to do with dementia. So see if you can get that clarity for us to have it put up here, you see? Because it's not just magnesium, there's a lot of different kinds of magnesium that must be just for that. All right? All right. Any final questions before I go on with my day, and you'll have your day? Excuse me. And the one thing we can all do is just love our day, love ourselves, and send it out to the world. Yes, you are all being infused. That's correct. You know, it is part of the gift of a healer, is knowing how to give love. And to know there's always more, that you never become empty. Very good. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing thank you, Barbara. Thank you for sharing. Gut health is a lot. You have to remember I'm a healer, so I'm going to put in is about your own personal issues with yourself throughout all your lifetimes. There's 144,000 pieces of the self that need to be healed. I'm certain that no one's here with all of that, but there is always something about each thing that can make it better, you see? Yes, he'll send it tomorrow. Today's not Tuesday, right? He'll send it to you tomorrow, Marianne. Thank you. And Heather Houston, thank you to you too. Oh, and I'll see you tomorrow evening also. So, many blessings. Have a wonderful day. Let's get excited about what we're experiencing because it can only get better. Many blessings.